It is currently 10:50 a.m. on Friday, November 17th. This is the day before the JFK 50 miler. I thought it might be fun to do a little video series of my time prepping for the race and maybe even get some recordings of my time during the race and just see how it goes. So here we are. Race is starting in, maybe 20 hours, and it's time for me to pack. So I've been packing for a few minutes now, and I thought it'd be fun to show you this. I just started packing the shoes I was gonna wear, so check this out. This is the pair of shoes I'm gonna be wearing during the race. These shoes have, I think, about 300 miles on them so far. So we'll be putting another 50 on. But that's the third pair of shoes I've been wearing this year. But then that brings us to the first pair of shoes I wore during this year. This is a pair of shoes that I wore for about 300 miles this year, all 800 miles that I ran last year, and I think the 400 miles I ran in 2021 and maybe a little bit more than that. So by all accounts, these shoes have 1,500 miles on them. It's ridiculous. You should never wear shoes that long. I abused these shoes. So much so, in fact, that for my birthday this year, Lauren actually used a service to bronze plate this shoe for me. I loved this shoe so much. It had this hole where my big toe would pop out. So she stole the shoe one day when I had already switched to my second pair, and found this service that normally would bronze plate fireman boots. So she asked if they could do a sneaker like this and preserve all the detail and preserve that hole and preserve, there's a cut in the side here you can kind of see. And the answer is yes, they were able to preserve all that detail, including all the worn down padding on the bottom there. So I just thought I'd share that with you. This was such a thoughtful, beautiful gift. I love it. I have it on my shelf in the office where I have all my running medals and bibs. So anyways, just a little fun thing I thought to show while I was packing. So it's race morning, and it is currently, 4:30, 4:36? That clock has actually not been set back an hour yet. Got up at 4 this morning, took the puppy dog out. He had breakfast already. He used the bathroom, and then I showered, put on some light running clothes, and now I'm gonna go downstairs for the breakfast that the hotel's providing. After that, I'll come back up and I'll finish getting ready, put my bib on, and we'll drive out to Boonesboro.
It is 5:30 in the morning, 5:38, and Matt is driving.
Hello.
Hello. We're going to the race.
We are on our way to Boonesboro High School, which is a short walk away from the starting line.
How do you feel?
I feel more excited than I even thought I would. And I thought I'd be really excited. I can't wait.
Very excited. Are you tired?
No.
You don't need second coffee?
I don't think I need second coffee. I was tired when I got up at 4, but especially with the coffee, the nervous, anxious energy kicked in, and in 50 minutes here, I'll have something to channel that into, as Lauren pointed out earlier. So I'm just pumped. I can't wait. I've been shooting out messages to friends that are going to support me. I messaged Felix out on the West Coast. He was still up because it was 2 a.m. his time. He was still playing Genshin Impact. Thanks for chatting with me a little bit, Felix. It was great. I'm just excited. Alright, we're about 4 miles in. A little bit less than that. I've been running for about 50 minutes. Feel really good so far. Passed the first aid station not that long ago. And we're on the trail right now, and it's beautiful. We're having a great time so far. Granted, we're not quite 8% done with the race yet, but feeling good, feeling strong, and just having a good time. So I'll check in with you again later. Bye. So we're about 4.83 miles. I had a surprising number of people ask me if I was gonna run this whole race. 50 miles in a row, could you imagine running all that? I can't. So I'm walking right now. As you can see, everyone agrees on a hill like this, you walk to conserve your stamina, save some in the tank for later. Speaking of which, see you later. That's about 9 miles in, a little bit past that, just past the second aid station, and so far so good. But boy, that Appalachian Trail is really something. Back on it, there's a long part of it that was kind of single file, so it's kind of interesting to think about the strategy of how you pace yourself leading up to it and what part of the pack you end up in when you're on that part, because you might find yourself wanting to go a little bit faster and being stuck behind some people in the thinner parts of the trail. And then other times when you rest, you're the one who's going slower and other people are passing you. So it's kind of interesting, just another fun aspect of the strategy of running a long race like this. About 18% in, so let's see what the back 80% looks like. Thank you. Doing all right. It's beautiful, but very rocky. Thank you. Vibes here are awesome. So not that long ago, I passed the first aid station. We're about at mile 16 now. Lauren met me there with Cricket. It was so nice. She brought me a breakfast burrito, some new socks, new gummies. So I got changed, got all my new stuff, forced myself to eat that burrito. Now we're at the flat part. This will be difficult in a different way, but I'm just glad to be past all those rocks. Oh my gosh. My wife and I are... Well, that's 20 miles, 40%, 30 miles left. It sounds crazy when you put it like that. So far so good, feeling good. Legs are definitely starting to get tired, but that's normal on the 20-mile mark. Beautiful. Last time I mentioned it's a different kind of challenge on this phase of the race. First phase, the Appalachian Trail, was like just rocks everywhere and it was hilly, so you had to watch where you were stepping the whole way, but it kept you mentally engaged every step. The hard part about this one is it's just flat. You're just along the towpath for a full marathon, but not nearly as much variance to keep your mind occupied. Aid stations help. Just passed one back at 19. Next one's 22, so I'm gonna see if I can't get there and just bounce from aid station to aid station to keep me distracted along the way. I'm at about 24.85 miles right now, and it's getting really hard. Whenever I think that I'm not quite halfway there, I get pretty discouraged. Kind of need to stop thinking that. And just going 1 mile at a time. But my legs are definitely getting really tired, and it's getting really hard to force myself to eat. So we'll see. One step at a time. Okay, about a mile ago, I stopped at the second crew-supported aid station, around mile 27 or so. My friend Raheem showed up there, brought me a bunch of stuff, new pair of socks, Gatorade, things like that. It was awesome to see you, Raheem, thank you. And I was really struggling on the way to that aid station. It's been really tough. I took a nice long break. It helped a ton. It helped to see my buddy. I made sure to eat a bunch of food at the station. I say a bunch, really just a little. But one thing I made sure to eat was a banana. And that was for everyone I work with. Because on Thursday, my last day in the office before coming on this race, everyone I work with surprised me by putting like 70 bananas on my desk at work. And they printed out a really cute sign that said, "Good luck running 50 miles, Matt. That distance is bananas." And I couldn't agree more right now. This distance is bananas. 32 miles not that long ago, which means with every step I take, this is the farthest I've ever run before. The longest training run I did was 32 miles 13 days ago. And that definitely went faster than this is going. I thought that was slow, and I had an average pace of maybe 13:30. And my pace right now is sitting at like 14:15 or 14:25 or something like that. I don't know if it's fair to say I'm running this race anymore. Instead, it's a mix of walking and very slow jogging. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, I don't know. I knew it was crazy when I decided to do it a year ago. I knew it was crazy all year when I was training for it. And it definitely feels crazy now. Still 18 miles from the end. But it's a challenge. So, we're about 35 miles, a little bit less. 70% done. Pretty awesome. But my pace keeps tanking. I'm at like 14:30 now. So at this rate, it's going to be tough to even finish by 7, maybe 6:30. So I've been doing this run-walk cycle for the last few miles. That's actually involved some running, some real sprinting. I mean, running, not really sprinting. And I'm just measuring it by my breaths, like 50 breaths in and out running, and then 25 breaths in and out walking, or sometimes 50 breaths walking as well if I'm really tired. But speaking of which, I'm starting to get so tired I don't know if I can maintain that. So now I need to think of a new idea for how to keep going. About mile 38 or so. About 12 miles left. 13 miles, something like that. You might have noticed I added a new fashion piece to my wardrobe. This is what JFK 50 runners typically call the vest of shame. But I won't be referring to it that way because I'll take any vest from my first JFK 50 miler. And what this means is I failed to get off the C&O within the 8-hour time limit. So they give you these vests so you can run safely the rest of the way up to Williamsport, because now we're going to be on roads. And so they want to make sure cars can see us. So the people that finish during the sunlight don't get the vests. The people that finish in the dark are full of shame, and they do get the vests. So anyways, fun little part of the JFK 50 miler.
A finish is a finish.
That's right. A finish is a finish. So that's the goal. 42 miles, only 8 miles left. So let's make it happen. And now just 7 miles left. And the sun is definitely starting to set. So I sure hope we get some light soon. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to see me at all, but we are at 6 miles left. We got this. I can't believe it, but we're going to finish this. Yep, you definitely can't see me anymore. But I'm here, and there are 5 miles left. 5 miles to the finish line. I've run 45 miles today. Hopefully I can squeeze 5 more out of me. Here we go. All right, I just passed an aid station. That must have been mile marker 46. So there's only 4 miles left. I had 2 cups of broth. It was great. Got some salt in me, got some water in me. What more could you possibly want at this point? Whew, I will see you at mile marker 47. I am actively passing mile marker 3 during this video. That's 47 miles. Holy shit. 2 miles left. At my current pace, it should take me a little less than half an hour, which I'll put my finish time roughly around 6:45, which is 45 minutes from the deadline. So super close to not finishing on time. but if I keep my current run-walk cycle, I should be able to do it comfortably. Just my legs to hang in there for another 30 minutes. Here we go. Less than 1 mile left. Let's go.
Springfield, we got more cowbells than out here, I think. We started 1,011.
Hey, look, ma, I made it. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Everything's coming up pieces, pieces. If it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. I said, hey, look, ma, I made it. Friends are happy for me, or they're honeysuckle phonies. And they celebrate my medals, or they wanna take my trophies. Some are loyal soldiers, while these other thorns are rosy. And if you never know who you can trust, then trust me, you'll be lonely. Oh, are you ready for the sequel?